All right, welcome back to our episode. Ryan here with Chaos MMA. And today we have on Robyn Oneill, who fights at Eternal MMA this weekend. Robyn, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's great speaking with you. I'm sure you're excited. Is your second amateur fight?
Yeah, so it's my second fight, but I've been trying to get back in for the better half of a year now. Different things have kept me sidelined, like some injuries, concussions, and then just other pullouts. So I'm really excited to get in this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great card for Eternal this weekend. I'm sure you're excited,
Mhm.
like you're saying. And for Australia, when did you get to Australia exactly?
I got back to Australia probably 3 weeks ago. I
Okay.
haven't been in Australia in about 10 months. So
Oh,
getting back was definitely a big change, but I'm good. It's good to be back and I'm glad to be back for a bit.
yeah, how is it with the time change? Because I know you're in Vegas with Extreme Couture when you're in the US.
Mhm.
So how is it like adjusting to the time change and everything? Because right now it's nighttime here, so you're morning. So how is that all?
To be honest, it's not too bad. I feel like as long as you get off the plane and have a little bit of a sweat or try to stay up as late as you can, I'm usually pretty good at shaking jet lag, which is good. Just
Yeah,
traveled a lot, so I think I'm kind of used to it.
yeah, no, that's good to hear. You don't have to worry about that. And with training and everything, we know you're at one of the best gyms in the world, Extreme Couture, when you're back in Vegas. Now, when you get to Australia, where do you train exactly? You have a specific gym or like a place where you're training?
Yeah, so when I head back to Australia, I always make sure I come to Perth to train at Scrappy MMA with all those guys. I uh I'm actually from the other side of Australia, so I'm from Queensland, about a 5 hour flight away. But I believe if you're in Australia and you wanna get going, I believe Scrappy MMA is the place for sure.
Yeah, and who have you been training with for this camp? Even with like when you go back to Australia or when you're in the US, who have like been your main training partners?
So I got to do a lot of work with my sister and those sort of guys out there. Got to work with my sister, Taylor Godado, one of my friends, Whitley. She's an amateur in America. I got to train with her quite a bit. So I was training with guys that were a lot better than me as well. So I got my ass beat for a little while, a couple of weeks out there, but it was good. It's definitely going to help me grow.
Yeah, you say training with, guys that may be a little bit better than you right now, experience, but how much is that going to help you? Because, they may have the experience. They're very good in MMA already. You're starting off your career, second fight as an amateur. How much does that help you just training with these guys and getting in there every day?
I mean, it helps a lot, but it depends on the day. If I'm feeling a bit emotional in the day, it might suck 10 times more. But looking back at it after, I'm like, oh, wow, like these girls are where they are. And I'm only just starting. I'm very fresh and green to the game. So just learning from them and being able to hang sometimes and other times getting completely demolished. It's a good balance to help keep me in line and keep growing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's helping you grow throughout your career and so on. And with your corner this weekend, who is cornering you for this fight?
So this weekend I'll have my dad in my corner. I'll have Josh Deller in my corner, and I'll have my old boxing coach from Queensland. The boys are just over in Vegas at the moment. Obviously, as Jack fought on the weekend, so my head coach Ben Vickers won't be able to make it out. But Josh Deller's a great corner, and I'm very confident in everyone else that I have in it.
How cool is that to have your dad in your corner, growing up with him by your side proudly, now he's in your corner with your fights. Like how cool is that?
Honestly, it's pretty cool, especially on my debut. On my debut, I debuted on the 10th year anniversary show of Eternal with my dad in my corner, Ben Vickers, my dad's like best friend, business partner for ages, and someone I have who's really close to me, and then my sister. So I feel like that was the perfect scenario for a debut. But even going forward, these guys, everyone I've had since the start, so it's pretty cool going into battle with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's amazing to have him by your side, and then even in your corner, just telling you what to do, giving you motivation throughout the fight. And now against Jean this weekend, it seemed like no one really wanted to fight her. I don't know what the whole process was like, but when you got the call and the opportunity, what was your reaction to this?
So I actually got told that my opponent was unfortunately injured and had to pull out maybe 3 weeks ago. And straight away, my dad was like, I know Makajim will take the fight. And I've seen one of her fights before, and all I remembered was she was super tall. So at first, I was like, oh, fuck, like, we're going to have to, like, if that's the only option, we're going to have to fight her. But in the back of my head, I was a little bit like, man, she's so tall. But I remember getting into the gym and then, like, telling some of my training partners, oh, this is who I'm fighting, this is who I've got. They're like, man, that's the same height as me. You spar with me every day. So that, like, reassured me that I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah, with a tall fighter, how do you kind of approach that? Do you try to get close the range and keep the distance? Like, how do you approach fighting like a tall fighter?
Yeah, I feel like I just gotta make sure I'm fighting in my range and not her range, so she can't pick me apart. But we'll see on Saturday night how I do it,
Yeah,
huh?
I know. We don't want to spoil anything. I get that. I get that. And now for the fight on Saturday night, what is your official prediction? How do you see yourself getting your hand raised on the night?
Honestly, I don't have anything like exactly what I believe is going to happen, but I do believe that I am better than Maka wherever it goes. It's just establishing the distance at first. Might be a little bit tricky, but once I've got that down, I believe wherever the fight goes, it'll be mine.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great fight this Saturday night, Eternal MMA. And, last two things here before the little segment. How much does it help, though, having like Casey in your corner, training with her, like with her experience? How much does that help you throughout your career?
Oh, it's crazy. Like before I even started training or anything, my sisters like wanted this so bad. And I've seen firsthand of what it took for her to get out of Australia. It sounds like I'm just like blowing smoke up her ass, but genuinely no one works harder than her. And I've seen that. And then even over in America, I get the like likes of Taylor Godado, seeing Taylor Godado work so hard. All those girls, like they're like my two big sisters. So seeing them do so well, work so hard, like crazy for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be like them. I got it.
Yeah, is it kind of like, just seeing people, working hard, always wanting to be around those type of people because, that hard work's gonna maybe rub off on you in the gym and like you're just gonna want to be going out there doing that because you want to kind of have like a career like them one day or something.
Yeah, for sure. Makes me want to work as hard as them, make sure I'm at every session as them so I can get some help from them and they'll definitely keep me in line if I'm not pulling my weight or anything like that. They'll be honest.
Yep, I'm sure that's so beneficial for you. Going to be a great
Mhm.
fight. And now, a little segment we do at the end for the viewers just to get to know you better. I just ask you a quick question. The first thing that comes to your mind, you just say, "You ready?"
Hmm.
All right, so first one, you get to spend a day hanging out with three fighters. Who would it be?
Three fighters?
Yeah,
Damn.
tough one.
Know what I'm going with? I'm going with Casey O'Neill, Taylor Godado, someone else. We can bring someone else in, but they're just my guys, so it's fun. Let's
I
hang
like
out with them.
I like that. Now, I'm curious though. Since you do train at Extreme Couture, are you around like Sean Strickland? Maybe you could add Strickland in that mix.
Oh, we can hang out with Sean if we want. Yeah, I've been around Sean before
Nah, that's a funny
a
one.
couple of times.
And now, dream fight you just want to see, like whether it's UFC or anything. What's a dream fight you want to see?
Dream fight? Oh, I don't know. I don't know one off the top of my head. Probably have to do with like Casey and Jack Della, just them getting any sort of title shot. So just them in a title shot. That's my dream fight.
Yeah, Jack Della looked really good this weekend against Kevin Holland, so excited to see what
Yeah,
he
yeah.
him. Funniest fighter in the UFC.
Funniest fighter? Oh, controversial. It must have to be Kobe because he just says some such out of pocket stuff, and you know it's not a real thing. So it's just like funny as. Same with Sean. It's so out of pocket, but it's funny.
I couldn't agree more with that. I think those two are some of the funniest faces in the sport, and
And Paulo Costa on Twitter for sure.
yep, Paulo Costa has the best Twitter game. Not even a debate. I think his Twitter game's unbelievable. Now,
Yeah,
this
for
is the
sure.
opposite, though. Who's the most annoying fighter?
Ooh, most annoying fighter? Who do I like? It's hard because as an amateur, I don't want to say I don't like a fighter because
Yeah.
obviously they're a lot better than me. But personally, um, it sounds salty, but I don't really like Valentina. Like I think she's good, but just like her as a person, I don't really like. A lot of the times, I don't 100% like agree with the result on the weekend. But even after that, since the first loss when she did get finished, she was like, "Oh, you know how the fight was going. I was up 4 rounds when she wasn't." I just feel like she's not very the best loser, and that's just something like that.
No, yeah, it was interesting to see how she was saying she was up 4-0. I thought it was 2-2 in the
Mhm.
first fight. How did you
Yeah,
see
for sure.
the fight this weekend though? I am curious.
The fight this weekend, it's hard. I thought round two, four, and five, Alexa,
Yeah.
definitely not a 10-8 in the last round. I
Okay.
believe a 10. Oh, sorry, my camera's falling. I believe the 10-8 is like when the other opponent has nothing to give to you. And Valentina was still giving out a little bit. I haven't rewatched it, so I can't say definitely, but in the moment it was two, four, and five.
Yeah.
But like I just said, I didn't like Valentina's not my favorite fighter, so maybe it's a little bit biased as well.
No, I get that. I get that. And last two. Best striker in the world.
Best striker in the world? Hmm. Who do I like? Vintage Connor, like Connor, Eddie Alvarez type of stuff.
Nah, that was a masterclass performance. Something you never forget when you watch that. That is a good
For
one.
sure.
And last one, where do you see yourself in a year from now?
In a year, I'm probably just finishing up my amateur apprenticeship. Maybe my first pro fight's been gone, but yeah, definitely entering the pro ranks around then, and hopefully building my way up.
Yeah, and I'm curious. Is your dream to like sign with the UFC, or is it doesn't matter for you? Like, what do you have a specific promotion in mind, or just whatever comes along your path?
To be honest, definitely the UFC is like a end goal dream. But like I said, I'm very fresh, I'm very green. Going into my second amateur fight on the weekend, so I'll just take it fight by fight, finish the apprenticeship, and then hopefully one day I end up there. But just keep doing the work to aim for that.
Yeah, I mean, tune in this Saturday, Eternal MMA. But for you, thanks again for your time. I appreciate it. And if you want to thank any sponsors or shout out like any social media, the floor is yours.
Nah, we're all good. But shout out to the MMA Fight store for hooking me up with a lot of stuff. This camp, it's been nice, so it was good. Thank you.
Nah, thanks again. We'll catch up after fight. Good luck.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good one. Bye bye.